What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Ocular Max TFcon Toronto exclusive Shiftlane, or their version of a Masterpiece Scale RID Rollbar. So I got this from Eddie at Toy Dojo. Thanks for allowing me to pick this up. And they will be making more, I believe, for other TFcons, so stay tuned for the rest of the members here. And this guy, I thought he was actually just a straight repaint of the original Fraudo figure, their version of Swindle. But actually, it's got some molding changes, so I do want to talk about that. In order to do that, let's bring in the original here. And this is a really good version, Swindle, my favorite version. And one thing you can see right away is he's got his chest turned around. So you can display him the other way. And funny story, I transformed him, took a bunch of pictures, and then transformed him back. And I actually had it like this, where it looks more like the original. And I got to this point, and I was like, oh no, the hands are upside down. The thumb is on the other side. And I was like, that's not right. So I contacted Eddie, and I showed him this picture, and he was like, you have it mistransformed. He didn't actually say it like that, but he was nice about it. But obviously I had it mistransformed. So you can transform it like the original, but obviously the hands will be upside down because it's designed to have it on the other side. So let's rotate it back, rotate the head around, rotate this around. And here we can see that they have changed the mold of this panel to look more like Rollbar. They now have these ridges in there. And let's take off this tire here. And you can see that the bottom panel is also molded differently. It's molded to fit flat, so that it fits flat on the chest, whereas this one kind of sticks out a little bit. So they not only changed this panel, they changed this panel too, in order to make it look more like his chest and less like his backpack. So there are molding changes. I was surprised. The head, the face is also changed. You can see the eyes are a little bit different, a little more wider and circular versus these. So they did change a few things on this. As far as the tire I just showed you, this one stores here. And obviously you're not going to store the tire on the front of his chest. That's not going to make any sense. You could, but it's going to look funny. I've found that if you open up this panel right here, there's a tab, and it fits perfectly onto this. And it just stores back here really nicely. So I don't know if that was intentional. Probably not, but you can store it back there. It stays on there, and it works. So it does have some nice paint detail that's different from the original. You have orange paint here, black paint, silver paint along the bottom, orange paint for his thighs. The originals were just unpainted plastic. Get that silver there. We have a little symbol right here on his shin. That's new. And then on the back, which we'll see in more in vehicle mode, you have the GV and the star. That looks nice. Let's go over his articulation. And it is the same as the original. I just want to show it. The head is on a ball joint, so it goes up to there, down to there. You get side to side out of that, and then it rotates around. The shoulder rotates around on a friction joint out to the side on friction. Nice tolerances on pretty much everything here. Rotation at the bicep. You have a double jointed elbow. Gets you almost all the way. Not quite. You have a rotation at the wrist. The wrist is actually on somewhat of a ball joint. I never noticed it on the original, but you can tilt it in and out. The fingers are individually articulated, although they are curled, so you can't really do much with that pointer finger. You know, if you have him, but you can kind of have some expressive poses out of it. And then the thumb is on a ball joint that will rotate in and out. Waist rotation, no ab crunch on this guy. You have hip skirts here on the front. It'll kick up to there, back to there, out to the side, all in friction, nicely toleranced. Rotation at the thigh at a cut joint. 90-degree bend at the knee. Ankle tilts, forward and backward as well. And then you have a toe tilt here on the front and a heel tilt if you want it. As far as the accessories, we do get basically the same stuff as the original, except done in black plastic now. So here's that shoulder cannon. Now you can see I kind of customized this one. I just, not customized, but fan mode. I have this in the backpack. Obviously this one can't do that because the backpack is on the front now, but that looks good. You can also take this and store it. If you come to the back here, you can make sure you have this round peg facing away, and then you can plug this in on the back here, and that'll just store on the back of his leg. And then we have his handgun here done in black and then silver paint for the tip, and that will fit in his hand just like the original. Like I mentioned, everything is the same except the color of the plastic. So there you go. You do get some alternate faces. So here's the standard face, just a straight face, and it does look good. I think it's slightly different than the original, but I'm not 100% sure. We also get a smiling face. The easiest way to swap it out is to pull it off the ball joint here. And it is a tight fit, so just be careful. And I knocked the face off, but just pop on the new one. And here is the smiling face. And then we get, I believe, a brand new face, this yelling face, which is pretty cool. I'll leave that on there. And for a quick size comparison, there it is next to the Magic Square Optimus Prime. Comes to about the bottom of his chest here. And looks good, just like the original. Fits in nicely with the Masterpiece scale. Alright, now let's get him transformed into vehicle mode. It is the same transformation with the exception of the chest is flipped around. So let's start on the arms. We'll flip this up, open up the top, fold the hand in, and then we will collapse down the arm. From this side, open it up, flip the hand in, close it up, and then collapse it down. Get those out of the way. We'll come to the front here, unpeg this, come to the back, and we can pull up on this slider, pull out on these, and we can plug this into the side. This will just come down, fold out like this, and then you'll rotate this around to the inside and peg it into this side. There's two pegs, one here and one here. Alright, next, do the same thing on the other side. Fold down the wheel, straighten that up, bring this to the inside, and tab that in. And now we can take care of this top section here. We can open up these hood pieces here. Open up this. We're going to slide this forward on this hinge. Then rotate this around 180 degrees and leave this down like this. That'll allow you to work on this section here. So we're going to rotate, and I always forget what direction. Slide this up, make sure this is slid all the way up to allow you to swing this past that joint. Bring this down. On the inside here, you can fold out this grill piece. We're going to take this, fold this down, rotate it around, and push it back in. Go ahead and take this section here and push this down so it tabs into the top here. Then you can bring this section down. It'll tab into the top of this, and then that'll sit there. You can take these side pieces here. These will come down. Actually, before we do that, we're going to rotate the waist. Then bring these down. And there's a little tab. Make sure it's sliding into a slot on the waist. Otherwise, it won't go in. Right? And then we can pull back on these wheel arches here. Wheel wells. So just like that. We can work on the bumper. It might undo itself, so just be aware of that. But this is going to fold out and sit like that on the front. On the bottom, you're going to accordion this down. So hinge this down and then plug it in on the sides. There's a tab here and a tab here. And for the steering wheel, just bring it up and let it sit right there. Right now we'll take care of the legs. Open those up. Come to the back here. We can open up these tabs here. We're going to flip up these seats. You take this and accordion down. It actually has to hinge up. So hinge it up first and then accordion it down. Same on this one. Hinge it up first, then accordion down. That'll allow you to get it collapsed. If you don't do that, otherwise it would be a little bit tougher to accordion it down. Alright, there we go. We can get this plugged together. Close this up, pull this out, rotate it in. Same on this one. And we'll fold these panels forward. Take the entire thing, now that it's collapsed, and push it in. It tabs in here on the side. Bring this seat back down so it sits like that. Come to the bottom here. We can close these. Oh, I have this wrong. This has to hinge up. My fault. These have to hinge forward and sit down in the front. And then you can tab them together. And now these can come down. There we go. So it should look like that. Right? And since we're here, I might as well show you this part. So just pull these apart a little bit. You're going to take this piece here. That's going to insert right here. And then you can sandwich that in between. Now you have that little tower, which we're going to take this, close up the handle, and we'll attach this to here. And we'll attach this one to here. And sorry if I was off camera there. Come to the back, and we're going to take this, and this will attach right there. Alright, and there is Shiftlane in vehicle mode. Looks pretty nice. You get some nice silver headlights and fog lights here. We have some white paint here for, I guess it's a Tampo star, and it says GV. Silver wheels, those look really nice. Got black paint here for the seats. On the back we got that same silver wheel, red taillights back here. Kind of this metallic red on the side for the markers. Very good looking vehicle mode. It does roll nicely on these wheels. You can't articulate this. You can rotate and it can go up and down, so you can aim it however you like. And for a size comparison, there it is next to MP10 Optimus Prime. And nice big Jeep here. Fits in nicely. Probably a little bit big for scale, but I like it. Alright, now let's get Shiftlane transformed into combine mode. Go ahead and unplug this. Open this up, and we can slide out this, take these off, and actually we're going to disassemble this as well, and I'll show you later why we're doing that. And set that aside, and now we're ready. And fold down the steering wheel, fold down the windshield, come to the front. We can fold in the bumper. It actually makes the port for the combiner. Close up these wheel wells. We're going to pull down on this, separate this from here, and take care of these legs. It kind of basically has to flip around. So we do have to do a little bit of work here. We're going to open up this panel here, and we're going to open up this. We're going to slide these out. I guess you didn't need to open up that hood, sorry. Slide out these, which will allow you to take this, fold these hip skirts back down, and then we can rotate this waist around. Then we can put these back in. All of that just to slide it down so we could rotate it. And this we didn't need to take out. I just took it out for no reason. Alright, and you're going to open up this piece here, and this is going to accordion up, and then this will come down and tab in right here. And this, there's two little pegs right here. You might need a spudger, but I can do it with my finger. And then those will plug into the front here. You can see the little black tabs made their way through. Right, and now we'll take care of the legs. So the legs, I'm going to open up these panels. Sorry, open up these panels here on the front, which will allow you to slide down the foot and then push that back in. Slide down, push it back in, open up the toe, and we can collapse this back down. On both sides. And remember, if you have a little trouble, you have to get this angled in so that you can collapse it in. It has to bend on this joint. There we go. Alright. So you can fold out the toe. We can fold these panels down. Get it tabbed back together. You can push these back in. And these will just sit on the front like that. Come to the back here, we're going to pull out the heel, so slide these out. And bring this whole thing down. There's a little peg right here, so get this pegged in. So bring this down on this hinge and get it pegged in on both sides. And then make sure this is slid inwards, otherwise it will fold inwards. Get everything squeezed together. We're going to take these, open these up on both sides. And the last few steps here, come to the back. We'll take care of all these. So take this wheel, that'll fit right here. Take this. I gotta remember where everything goes. I think this goes right here. I think this one will go right here on the bottom. Just pegs in there. This will peg in on the side. Right here. And I love that this all just sits nicely in here. It's a very smart design. And then this will go right here. And nice and neat and tidy. Alright, and there is Shiftlane in combine mode. And it looks pretty good. Nice solid thing. I love that it stores everything on the back here. That's pretty smart. It does have the ankle articulation here, so you can go side to side. He is the right leg of Ruination, so he'll be kind of like this position. But yeah, it looks pretty good. And just for comparison, there he is with the original version, about the same height in the combined mode. So final recommendations on the Ocular Max TFcon Toronto exclusive Shiftlane. I like this guy. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 5. I'm going to recommend him. He has all the charm and fun of the original Fraudo figure. Plus they've added a little bit just to differentiate him. They have a new head sculpt or face sculpt and then new piece here for this, which is now the chest, used to be the back. So that was kind of a smart reuse of the mold. I am excited to see what they do overall for this combiner. Now on the box you've got kind of a teaser here of the others. I don't think they're going to look necessarily like this. They might change it up, but it does appear that they're going to make them. And here's the Ruination silhouette. I do think they're going to need to include the add-on kit so that he'll have the correct color toes. Because right now he's going to have green toes on the combiner. He's definitely got yellow toes on the Ruination combiner. I'll just put an image up in case you're not familiar with Ruination. So I hope they do include the add-on kit with one of the future figures, just because that'll make the chest and the feet look the right color. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Toy Dojo for making this available at TFcon, and we'll see you next time.